Hey guys, it's Jawsome Films, and today we'll be looking at some spooky Halloween inflatables. First up, we have this really cool dragon with flames moving around in his stomach, and you can see the wings even flap. Very spooky. Up next, we have this huge giant black cat. It's super tall. It's gotta be like 20 feet tall. It's huge, and it's full of glowing lights too. It's a really cool, really spooky inflatable. You can see the grin on its mouth is very terrifying. Here we got a cool skeleton dog, a bunch of skeletons, some crazy jack-o'-lanterns, even more skeletons, and a cool floating bat skeleton too. Over here we have this giant pumpkin reaper. He's glowing. He's really evil. Looks very cool. Up next we have this cool demon guy on a motorcycle. It's very cool. He's got flames on the motorcycle too. Up next we have this super tall, really spooky, evil ghost guy. You can see he's really cool. He's like 15 feet tall and he's flashing lights. Very spooky. Up next we have this really tall, really cool, giant, huge skeleton. He's got glowing eyes and he's glowing green on the inside too. Over here we have this huge graveyard, a ton of gravestones. It's very spooky. There's bones and skulls everywhere. A bunch of really cool gravestones. Over here we have a bunch of skeletons holding a coffin, and there's also a skeleton coming out of it too. Very spooky. You can see there's more gravestones. Here there's this giant gravestone with green lights and a skeleton coming out of the ground. Over here we have this cool ghost demon person. It's also flashing a bunch of lights. Very cool. Got some more glowing gravestones and some skeletons in the ground too. Here we have a giant glowing ghost and a giant spooky jack-o'-lantern carriage. Here's another view of the ghost. Over here you can see this really cool green dino inflatable with a candy corn too. Over here you can see this giant, really spooky ghost, and he even has this huge crystal ball too. It's very spooky. Up next, we have this guy with another carriage, and you can see it's very spooky. Over here we have this giant Scarecrow jack-o'-lantern guy. It's pretty happy. And then over here you can see there's this Halloween archway with a ghost and a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns in it too. It's very cool. You can see some ghosts and a really creepy black cat that even moves its head back and forth too. Very cool. And then over here we have a giant happy ghost with a jack-o'-lantern, a two-headed dragon breathing fire, and then a really creepy cat with a jack-o'-lantern too. Over here you can see the dragon is even crushing this creepy skull. It's very cool inflatable. Over here we have this cool hot dog guy with 3 birds on them. And then behind him you can see there's this cool spooky pirate ship, and it's very spooky too. Over here you can see a cute little ghost that pops in and out of this cool jack-o'-lantern. He has a cool little pumpkin hat too. Here he goes back in his jack-o'-lantern home. And then over here you can see there's a bunch of cool skeletons and pumpkins. You can see there's a cool graveyard with a bunch of skeletons trying to get out of the ground. You can see there's a creepy ghost inflatable and a skeleton who lost his neck. Here's a ghost and a jack-o'-lantern too. And over here you can see some more gravestones and a happy pumpkin that's a bat too, and the marshmallow guy next to him. There's a cool jack-o'-lantern there too. Here's a picture for a better view. Over here you can see there's this giant shark with glowing red eyes and a jack-o'-lantern. He's even eating a guy. Over here is a spooky glowing ghost with a skull too. Over here you can see there's this skeleton unicorn. Over here you can see there's this creepy skeleton guy sitting in a chair with some cool flashing lights behind him. And then over here you can see this cool dinosaur that's dressed up in a witch costume riding a broomstick. Very cool. Now remember, like, subscribe. Happy Halloween!